Greetings, my dear viewers. Here's a story you may or may not have seen from the Washington Examiner. Target Pride Month partner boasts about Satanism. Satan respects pronouns. So this is about the Target store that has its base in the USA. Supposedly the 7th biggest store in the USA. And I did check to see if there are any Target stores in Europe, and there are not. But that doesn't mean I'm trying to shame the USA, because there is a UK connection here. It's a US-UK connection. So let's read on. The designer behind one of Target's brand partnerships for Pride Month was revealed to have an affinity for Satanism. Abprallen, a brand out of the United Kingdom, I'm ashamed to say, and headed by a self-proclaimed gay transgender man known as Eric, per the website, has had a collaboration in the works with the retailer for roughly a year. The collection includes a sweatshirt that reads, "Cure transphobia, not trans people," a tote bag that reads, "Too queer for here," and a messenger pack that reads, "We belong everywhere." Among Abprallen's other apparel are images of pentagrams, horned skulls, and references to devils. Satan respects pronouns, reads one previous design, featured on t-shirts and pins. These items have been known to be sold at London's Satanic flea market during December, which the brand promoted on its social media. Being called a demon is something I can cope with, and the idea of a trans demon is pretty damn cool. Most of my work focuses on gothic or dark and satanic imagery juxtaposed with bright colors and LGBT plus positive messages, Eric wrote on the brand's Instagram last year. The designer claims that the brand was approached by Target for the collaboration, while also acknowledging that the designs have already made transphobes infuriated with me. I wanted to ensure that any young people who saw Abprallen in Target would know that who they are is beautiful, purposeful, and worth expressing, Eric wrote in a statement. I imagined what it would be like for a younger version of myself to see something more specific, more tailor-made than a lackluster rainbow flag. I wanted to create a range that would embrace younger me and tell him that who he is more than okay, that being trans is special and wonderful, and that the closet is not made for him to thrive in. So Target has partnered, it seems for some time now, with this odd person who has satanic sympathies. And it seems that for Pride Month, they actually want him, or maybe they've already got him doing it, to design some items for them. Now, I know some people might say, well, look, Pride Month in general is demonic. Sure, but I think that people who take part in it don't believe that. They don't see it that way. Whereas here, it seems that Target has actually overtly decided to collaborate with someone who clearly has a weird obsession with satanic and demonic things. And not just ones where, some people could be tricked into thinking it isn't really satanic, but clear satanic symbols. So we can actually go over and take a look at his website now. Let's have a look at what he's got on there. Before we do that, let's actually have a look at his profile, his story. So this is Eric. Why do they always look like this? I know I'm not the only person to say that, but when you were waiting to see what Eric looks like, you probably wouldn't be surprised to see he looks like this, right? Independent LGBT plus fashion and accessories designed in London. So let's have a read of his profile. My name is Eric, and Abprallen is my passion, my outlet, and my work. I named it Abprallen after the German translation of my favorite word, ricochet. We are all ever-changing, moving, bounding from one state or place to another. I was born in London, where I currently live, and where Abprallen lives too, but my work has been sent to and rehomed in many different countries, from Argentina, shame on them, to Ukraine, shame on them too. I haven't quite tapped the Zimbabwean market yet. Well done, Zimbabwe. I like to think I send a part of me with each order. I started at Pralum with a £500 fundraising donation from my family, and now it's this huge brand. And to be honest, I haven't heard of this brand, and I don't think many people have in the UK, considering it's a UK brand. So it doesn't help that a huge store like Target, that's very well known and popular in the USA, is collaborating with someone like this, because this then helps him. Well, I say him, this is essentially just a woman, a heterosexual woman, right? Who's decided now that she's a trans gay man. But collaborating with this person is going to make them more popular and more known. I mean, the fact that there are so many articles now about this person, the fact that I've gone onto her website, and I now see a picture of her, and I'm going to have a look at all these products she sells, it is not helping, really. It probably isn't even helping that I'm telling you this, but I'm telling you this so that you can see what kind of stuff is going on. Anyway, he goes on to say this is tricky, isn't it? She goes on to say she's overwhelmed by how big her brand is now. As a gay trans man, it can be hard to find a place in this world that suits you, so I carved out my own and learned just how many people out there are like me. I get to speak with people all over the world from so many unique and beautiful backgrounds, and I hope I incorporate some of our stories into my work. And then she goes on to just talk about what kind of stuff she likes to create. She does mention that she has this odd affinity for skulls and spooky things, an interest of mine since I was a child, she says. There's something magical about the unknown, the frightening, and the mystical. Well, you are certainly delving deep into it, madam, with your things that you're selling. Yeah, she shares her home with 3 cats, etc., etc. So let's have a look at some of the things that you can buy, the wonderful things that can be bought on this website. So we've got the Satan respects pronouns pin that the article talked about earlier. Have a little look at that. There you go. That's a pin you can wear. Obviously, you know, quite demonic looking. You can wear that proudly, that Satan respects pronouns. What else have we got? We've got heteronormativity is a plague. There's a pin for you there. Heteronormativity is a plague. Heteronormativity, by the way, is supposed to be kind of a derogatory term for people who essentially are normal. Let me read to you exactly what heteronormativity is. It's the concept that heterosexuality is the preferred or normal mode of sexual orientation. It assumes the gender binary, and that sexual and marital relations are most fitting between people of opposite sex. Shocking, isn't it, that people think that? Heteronormativity creates and upholds a social hierarchy based on sexual orientation, with the practice and belief that heterosexuality is deemed as the social norm. A heteronormative view, therefore, involves alignment of biological sex, sexuality, gender identity, and gender roles. Heteronormativity is often linked to heterosexism and homophobia. To be honest, I hadn't even heard of this term, heterosexism, before, but there you go. The effects of societal heteronormativity on lesbian, gay, and bisexual individuals can be examined as heterosexual or straight privilege. So there we go, we've got the pin. Heteronormativity is a plague. Let's have a look at some of these other wonderful items. Here's a non-binary pin you can wear. No gender, no problem. Very cis feelings. So again, cisgender is the term given to people who are just normal. Very cis feelings. Time's up for transphobes. There we are. It seems like this person has quite a bit of anger directed at people who are not allies of transgenderism. Anyway, there's a bunch of these. I don't want to go through too much of it, but I do want to show you on page 2. Oh, hold on, let's just see if I can find page 2. There is a shirt where underneath the shirt, you've got a little explanation, a little bit more that you can learn about the creator of this website, of this store. So here's the Satan Respects Pronouns t-shirt, modeled by someone, of course, who you would absolutely expect to wear this kind of a shirt. Again, I don't want to prejudge, but they do always look like this. He's got green hair and some weird horn-looking things in his nose and mouth. Tattoo of a skull on his neck. And here we go. This is again from Eric, just below. Satan loves you and respects who you are. You're important and valuable in this world, and you deserve to treat yourself with love and respect. I've been thinking a lot lately about the Satanic Temple, and to a lesser extent, the Church of Satan, how they're so frequently misunderstood and demonized, pun not intended, and how LGBT plus people are so often referred to as being a product of Satan or going against God's will. Satanists don't actually believe in Satan. Of course, that's the whole point. You're not supposed to. It doesn't matter if you believe in Satan as long as you're doing his work for him. It's actually much more helpful to Satan if you don't believe in him. There's that quote in the movie, right? The greatest trick the devil ever played was to make you think he didn't exist. And it's true. If you know Satan exists, then you're not going to want to do things that you know come from him, because you don't want to end up being destroyed by him. But if you don't think he exists, then you're going to do it. And that's just perfect for him, because you're ignorantly doing it. You're not realizing what you're doing. He's here. He's got his jaws open, and you're just kind of casually falling into his jaws, not knowing about it. You don't believe he's there, but he is. It doesn't stop him being there just because you don't believe he's there. So that's the perfect thing. It's so ironic to me that Satanists say we don't actually believe in Satan, because that's exactly the way he wants it. Anyway, so he says that Satanists don't believe in Satan. He is merely used as a symbol of passion, pride, and liberty. He means to you what you need him to mean. So for me, Satan is hope, compassion, equality, and love. Do you think Satan even thought that he'd be described in such a way? He probably did. He probably foresaw it. So naturally, Satan respects pronouns. He loves all LGBT plus people. The Church of Satan openly accepts LGBT plus people. It has done since it was created in the 60s, and the more recent Satanic Temple accepts them too with open arms. So a lot of love for Satan. I've always loved the juxtaposition of creepy or weird things being presented as soft or cute, and personally I think Baphomet, a mystical deity, looks very charming in their pastel colors. Baphomet themselves is a mixture of genders, beings, ideas, and existences. They hardly fit into binary stereotypes. This t-shirt was highly requested following me posting this design on Instagram, so I'm extremely happy to present it to you in all its glory. You can also get it as a sticker or art print with enamel pins coming soon. I think it's pronounced enamel. I don't know. It might be enamel. So there you go. That's what Eric thinks of the Church of Satan. Quite a positive review. And here she is modeling another shirt. Homophobia is not a form of masculinity. Good grief. And she's also written here's another one, Gender Outlaw. I think this is based on a magazine, a comic that she's also created. So the Gender Outlaw shirt. I think she's created it, or someone has, and she's selling it, because there's actually a comic you can buy. Adventures of the Gender Outlaw. So there we are. And keep in mind, while I'm going through all this, that Target, the Target store in the USA, is collaborating with this person who has a really deeply disturbing affinity for satanic and demonic things. They want this person to help them out during Pride Month and design some things for them. So there we go. That's all I've got to say on that, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Leave me your comments. I do read them. Curious to see what you have to say about this. Curious also to see what people from the USA have to say about this, because Target is a US store. And that's it from me. Ciao for now.